3 slips and a gully, extra cover, no mid-off, a mid-on, forward short leg, mid-wicket or square leg really, just this side and behind the square leg umper, and a long leg. And it's Sharma coming up to bowl to Pringle. Well pitched up, and Pringle slicks this one. It's gone for 4 through the slips. Came forward to it. It must have left him a little bit, got the outside thick edge and went down for 4. It'll all count in the scorebook. He goes up to 56, and the 250 has come up. And I don't know if the crowd have noticed more. Perhaps they don't think it's worth applauding. But anyhow, England are 250 for 5. If you were to take a poll among players and the cricketing media as to the ideal professional cricketer, Dennis Amiss would be very high on anybody's list. Dedicated, loyal, quiet, pipe smoking. He's done a marvellous job over the last 25 years for Warwickshire. In fact, as I speak, he's approaching 40,000 runs and 100 hundreds. He made his first appearance for England in 1966 against the West Indies. That was at the Oval, I remember. And then he went on to play regularly for England until in 1975 he was dropped after making 4 noughts in 4 successive tests against the might and fury of Lilly and Thompson. But a year later, with the West Indies 2 up in the series, he was recalled at the Oval, and he went in first with Woolmer, facing a West Indies total of 687.
Daniel to Amiss. It's a good shot. Into position nicely, clipped it through mid-on, chase there for Bernard Julian. And no problem here, they're going to get 4 or run. And not an unusual occurrence here at the Oval. It's very, very big ground. That's a good shot. Overpitched, hit firmly off the back foot. And Amiss demonstrating once again that it's just as easy to hit these pace bowlers if you move back into line off the back foot as it is stretching out and never been quite sure whether you're at the pitch or not.
Four runs. Four more. Holding. And Dennis Amiss. Oh, that's a good ball. Yet he looked as though he was playing inside and even though it cut back. He was beaten for pace. That's all it was. That's a catch, but it didn't stay in the fingers. I think it just flicked the hand as it went through, but it's given Dennis Amiss his half century. A good comeback. A lot of courage has gone into that effort. And it's well appreciated by the people here today.
One's also got to remember, of course, that Lloyd has kept an attacking field the whole time. Nobody back on the boundary. And Roberts again to Amiss. It's a fine shot. Over pitch ball, into line, cracked through mid-off to 4. And all the time, Dennis Amiss here relishing his return to the Test match scene.
Dennis Amiss is holding fast there for England. 83, facing Andy Roberts. Good shot, 4 runs, takes him to 87. Dennis Amiss is on 91. Now on 95.
Amiss, in fact, on 96 now, as Holding moves in. And that could be it. Over pitch ball, driven through mid-off, hurrying away. Julian's given up the chase. It goes through for 4. And a tremendous comeback this by Dennis Amos. Recalled for this England side, 1 or 2 people having serious misgivings about his ability to deal with the pace. He's answered him in the best possible fashion, going to a really excellent 100 out of 168 here for 3, and coming in an exceptionally good time. 3 hours 20 minutes for his 100, and included 13 fours.
That's a fine shot. 4 runs. Good looking stroke that from Amos. That's a better one. Oh, what a great stroke. So the 200 comes up for England, and what a lovely way to bring it up with a classic back foot drive.
Richards keeping going at the Vauxhall end. And that's 4 all the way. Bad ball, the first really bad one from Richards, pulled quite viciously through mid-wicket by Amos. There's a full toss, put away quite beautifully, and very simply by Amos for 4 over mid-wicket. Short again, and that's through for 4 more. Amos waiting for that one, dropped short of a length, fairly cracked it through mid-wicket, moves on to his 150 now, 151. And getting a good round of applause too from the West Indian cricketers out there. Another good shot, will go through I think for 4. Being chased there, might just catch it. It's a good sprint there by Greenwich. That's how they get 3. That's a good, firm, straight drive. And this really has been a fine exhibition by Amos. Into 164, and those runs scored out of 273. That's through the offside for 4. Cracked away off the back foot, and that boundary to Amos brings up the 300. 303 now for 4, and Dennis Amos's personal contribution to all this is now 176.
Great shot. It was in the air. It went past that man like a rocket. He's got it through the gap, in the air, but between the 2 men. It's worth having a look at how he plays that shot. He's into position there, and he's hitting it on the up. And I think we can say with confidence that he's trying, with that particular stroke, to get it over the top of the fieldsman. Good shot. Moved into that very, very nicely. Perfectly timed. In the air and 4. And that also is 4, and it's his double 100. It was over Greenwich's head. Dennis Amos goes to 203. A superb effort. Fine cricketer, Amos, and one of the best fellows you could meet in the game.
And has bowled him. He's gone over too far. He's left the leg stump wide open. And Dennis Amos out for 203. The man to strike again, Michael Holding. But a tremendous effort this by Dennis Amos on his return to Test match scene. Wonderful performance. 203 he made. That's the highest score ever made on this ground in a Test match by an Englishman against West Indies.
Let's just stay with this Oval Test for a moment. You know, people often complain about those dreary, long run-ups of fast bowlers. But some are really quite a joy to watch. And I look back in the past and think of Fred Truman, Ray Limble and Wes Hall, and in the present day, none better than Michael Holding. He was a 400-meter runner, and this shows in his wonderful gliding run-up. He nods his head in the middle, and he doesn't seem to touch the grass as he runs up and hurls himself backwards and delivers that ball. And umpires have often said they can't hear him running up, he's so quiet. I never saw Frank Tyson bowl at his fastest in Australia, and to me, Holding is the fastest bowler I've ever seen, and thank goodness I never had to play against him, especially in that Oval Test, while on this slow pitch, quite unsuitable to fast bowlers, he took 14 wickets in the match, beating batsmen in the air by sheer pace.
And he's out, LBW this time. There's a danger man, Holding. So Warmer there, beaten by a ball which moved just a fraction. And goes LBW for 8 with the England score on 47. Just moved a little, but honestly, one would have thought that Bob Woolmer should have played that without too much discomfort. Holding to steal.
That's out. David Steele has given out LBW. Holding has broken through. Steele didn't appear particularly impressed by it. You can see it again now. Well, it didn't look to me as though he was outside off stump. His foot, to me, seems to be pretty much in line with the stumps. Chris Balderstone isn't off the mark yet, and Michael Holding is bowling very fast. And he's bowled him. Played on. A very, very good Yorker, that one. My word, that's a good piece of bowling from Holding. Beat him outside the off stump, and then fired in a tremendous Yorker. Balderstone just managed to get the bat down. The ball ran back onto the stumps. He's out without scoring, 151 for 3.
Tony Greig facing Holding. And he's bowled him. So Holding strikes again. And a very disappointed, disenchanted Tony Greig there. Playing slightly across the line of a straight ball. Clean bowl by Michael Holding, who's really been the West Indian hero here today. Tremendous spell of bowling, this collecting his 4th wicket out of the 5 down at 303 as Tony Greig departs. Bowled by Holding for 12.
Bowled in, beaten for pace there. There's a quick delivery from Michael Holding to remove Derek Underwood, the night watchman. So it's 323 for 6 now. Underwood bowled Holding 4, and Amos is 191 not out.
And has bowled him, he's gone over too far, he's left the leg stump wide open, and Dennis Amos out for 203. The man to strike again, Michael Holding. Getting congratulations, really has bowled a magnificent spell right through this innings. Lloyd still persevering at that far end with Holding. And he's played it on. And another wicket for Michael Holding. Alan Knott just after completing his 50. A little unfortunate there, got into position nicely. The bat came down at a slight angle, an inside edge, and it goes down in the book as Knott bowled Holding for 50. So for Selby, back come all the close catches, 3 slips, 2 gullies. Salim off, forward short leg, the backward short leg. And he's done it too, Olive. Yes, he's got out in the identical fashion. Would you believe it? An inside edge, first ball. Holding's got 8 wickets. Selby goes, first ball, out for naught. Selby out in identical fashion to Alan Knott. A little bit of extra pace, the bat not quite down in time, an inside edge.
And here's the second innings card, where Holding took another 6 wickets for 57 runs, and England all out, 203, lost by 231 runs. Zahir Abbas of Pakistan played in his first test against England at Edgbaston in 1971, and he proceeded to make a magnificent 274, the highest innings by any batsman in their first test against England. Tall, bespectacled, with a high backlift, he loved to hit the ball, especially off the back foot. And the tragedy of it was there were so few people at Edgbaston to see his magnificent display. But the television viewers were luckier.
Peter Lever then, new over, downwind. 7 overs so far, none for 25. Bowling to Zahir. He didn't get hold of it, but it's still gone for 4. He didn't really quite middle it. It's good to see him having a go at a short one, though. Ken Shuttleworth to bowl from the press box end. That's a good shot. That looks like 4 all the way. It is indeed.
Underwood coming over the wicket to Zahir. The only real reason, I think, is to vary the angle a little bit. And it's resulted in 4 more runs. Held it back and tossed it wide, and Zahir was onto it like a flash.
What a beautifully timed shot. Perfectly timed. It's 4 runs. Oh, a magnificent shot. Full of risk. That's a magnificent shot. 4 runs just behind square.
So Zahir again facing Shuttleworth on 48. And that's beaten him, and it's going to be his 50. And coming back for the 3rd, a little bit of sloppy fielding there by England. So Zahir going to his 50, and what a fine 50 this has been, coming out of 79 runs. And in fact, his first 50 in Test match cricket.
That is a magnificent shot from Zahir, clipping it off his legs, just behind square on the leg side.
It's Underwood again. It's a magnificent shot. That's something in the line of the shots we saw Zahir play before lunch. Was in fact a half volley, but superbly struck for his 10th four, finding the gap between cover and short extra cover. That one hit straight past the bowler, and that should be 4 more runs. So cover mid-off. A ring of fielders once again trying to stop this single. Zahir on 99, Ward the bowler. And he's coming for it. And comfortably home. Mushtaq following up. Even he throws his arms in the air. He's obviously delighted. He's going to run up the wicket himself and congratulate this young batsman who in only his 2nd test match has reached 100. This 100 has come in 4 hours, 14 minutes. 12 fours have been included, and the usual sight now, it seems to appear on cricket fields all over the world and been invaded. Not a great crowd here, but a percentage of them coming up, in turn offering their congratulations to Zahir on his 1st century in Test cricket. It is in fact his 3rd of this tour, the 12th of his career. And this isn't a ground renowned for Test match hundreds against England. In fact, this is only the 5th ever scored against England at Edgbaston. He's middled that one all right, swept away on the leg side for 4 runs. I think could well have been swept away from round about Midland leg, and Ray Illingworth covering his face a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Jim. I think he swept that off the stumps, but he middled it beautifully. Doesn't matter where he pitches, as long as you really give it the treatment like that. Lovely stroke, very exciting one.
Just a reminder that he's already got 159 runs to his credit. And no question at all that Zahir has got his eyes on that 187 that Hanif made in the Test match at Lord's. So Shuttleworth was a little bit unfortunate yesterday, had both these batsmen dropped. Coming in now to bowl the first ball of the day to Zahir. Superb shot on his toes, half volley, clipped away for 4. So what a good start again for Zahir. Taking a boundary off the first ball of the day. It's a half volley, struck beautifully through the offside for 4 runs. Derek Underwood's giving chase, but no chance at all.
What a great start for Zahir. Absolutely starting where he left off last night.
So Shuttleworth again. Bowling from the far end, the press box end here at Edgbaston. That's going to be 4 more.
Yes, I only wish, Jim, that there was a full house here to see this exhibition of batting. They come back again. This is what we want to see. Somebody really giving it the whack, as Zahir certainly is doing. Here comes Shuttleworth now into Zahir. That's down to 3rd man. They're going to take certainly 2 runs. It could possibly go for 4. Yes, it has. It's gone for 4. That's Zahir's 25th 4. So he's now made 100 runs in boundaries.
So Ken Shuttleworth of Lancashire coming in again. And that's delicately clipped away down to long leg. 4 more runs to Zahir. Perfectly placed, beautifully timed. Zahir again. Now to face Basil D'Oliveira. And that's clipped away from mid-wicket. As Luckhurst's going to chase it. It's touch and go whether he's going to make it or not. Good sprint, and they're coming back for 3, and those 3 runs takes Zahir to 199. Fine throw from Luckhurst from that very long boundary there at mid-wicket.
We've got the England captain coming on to bowl from the far end with the breeze. And that's 4 runs. High up in the air. over to the mid-wicket boundary from Ray Illingworth's first loosener, and 200 he's got. And here they come, the Pakistani supporters rushing on to congratulate him. What a marvellous moment this is for this young boy. A really magnificent double century. Only the second double century too in Test cricket at Edgbaston. The other one being by Peter May in 1957 when he made 285. As I say, this is a wonderful moment for the boy and he fully deserves it. It really has been, I think, a breathtaking innings. And as I said earlier, I only wish there'd have been a full house here to see it.
He hit that very hard indeed. Straight down on the ground, I think. Beautifully timed. Has a most lovely pair of wrists here. A natural timer of ball. Lever to Zahir. Oh, 4 runs, uppish, but full off the meat of the bat. Exactly bisecting Edrich at backward point and Underwood at cover point. What a magnificent stroke, it really was. What about that one, Ted?
Well, we've seen so many of them, but they certainly don't get any worse. That was a tremendous shot. High back lift, giving himself a little bit of room and really caning the ball square of the wicket.
That's 250 then to Zahir. Flipped away the leg side for 2 runs, moving on to 251.
And what a glorious stroke through the covers off the back foot. He gave that the most fearful belting. Wonderful stroke. And that is Zahir's 1,000, the first to complete 1,000 runs this season.
And not only that, Dennis, the fastest man to 1,000 for 21 years. John Langridge got there on June the 2nd, 1949. Remarkable achievement. And that's gone with the speed of light to long on over the rope. 273 for Zahir, and Underwood having to pay quite a costly price for dropping the ball just fractionally short.
In fact,
he's going to be out.
he is out. Well, he didn't play a wild swag. It was down the leg side. And he swept it Illingworth. A bad ball. And it hit the top edge. And was caught there by Luckhurst. A backward short leg, you might say. Or about 30 yards from the bat.
Zahir then out for 274. Engulfed by his fervent supporters. He'll be lucky to get off alive, I think. A remarkable performance in his first Test match against England. 4 runs short of the highest ever between England and Pakistan.
One of the sad results of all the political trouble with South Africa is that cricket lovers have been robbed of seeing some of the great South African players in more Test matches. People like Graham Pollock, Barry Richards, Mike Proctor, and Eddie Barlow. Now, Eddie, a rather Billy Bunter sort of chap, really. He looked like it with his bespectacled face, his rotund figure. But there the fun stopped. He was a tremendous performer. He was always competing, and he really was a great all-rounder. First of all, an opening batsman, rather a lucky one sometimes, but made a lot of runs, a fine slip fielder, and an outswing bowler who kept on getting vital wickets when they were rarely wanted. He was at his best for the rest of the world in 1970, and he made 200s in the series, and then at Headingley he had an incredible bowling performance at one time in the first innings, taking 4 wickets in 5 balls, including the hat-trick.
Eddie Barlow realising now that there's little or no help in this pitch, has made 1 or 2 slight changes in this field. So you see just the 2 slips there now. Graham Pollock and Gary Sobers. And he's gone. And unlucky, I would think, that this is a typical Barlow picker-up of wickets. Ball really going harmlessly down the leg side, going for the glance, and getting a slight touch and hardly deviating it at all. Murray moving across.
And that's a good delivery. It's a wicket, and Cadbury waited for umpire Rhodes' decision. At the far end, that was a more universal appeal, Ted.
Very lively one. You certainly couldn't tell from here whether he'd hit it or not. The umpire Rhodes taking his time, and then
But that's it. Caught behind. So once again, Barlow's picked up another wicket. Fletcher caught Murray, bowled Barlow for 89.
Oh, what a good delivery that was. Splendid ball, that. And look at Eddie Barlow's face. Worth paying admission money just to see this enthusiastic all-rounder in action.
And he's still not going to be off the mark. So there's no doubt about that one. See the off stump well back there. So that's Eddie Barlow's 5th wicket. Magnificent bowling performance from him.
And he's got him. Great performance. Everyone around congratulating Eddie Barlow on this hat-trick. Colin Knott, bowled by Eddie Barlow, the last ball of 1 over. Then Chris Holt, bowled by Barlow, off stump, and then Don Wilson, inside edge, onto pad and bouncing away to short forward square to Mike Dinesh. He's done him again, 4 in 5 deliveries. Illingworth, inside edge, caught by Murray off Barlow. The innings is over, 222 all out England. Illingworth the last man out for 58, and what astonishing figures turned in by Eddie Barlow. He bowled 22.5 overs, 6 maidens, and took 7 for 64. And look at the beaming smile on Barlow's face. Well, he deserves every bit of success that ever comes his way, because there's no more enthusiastic cricketer in the world than this South African all-rounder.
Well, he certainly did have something to smile about. And what's more, he kept it all by taking 5 for 78 in the second innings. And also in that rest of the world side was another great South African cricketer, Mike Proctor. Now, Mike only played in 7 test matches, but had he played in many more, I think he would have been one of the great test all-rounders of all time. He was a fast bowler who galloped up at a tremendous pace, delivered the ball off the wrong foot, and it was really an arm action. There wasn't much body swing in it. But he was a real terror to batsmen and very, very fast. He used to vary his angle by using the crease and sometimes even went round the wicket. And this he did in devastating fashion in the semi-final, Benson and Hedges, 1977 for Gloucestershire, when they were playing Hampshire. And he got his wickets against the cream of the Hampshire batting.
Bowl him! What a great sight for a fast bowler. The middle stump removed without either of the other two being touched. And Greenwich is bowled Proctor for 9, 13 for 1. And he comes in now. Proctor round the wicket to Richards. He's given him out. LBW, Tom Spencer has given him out. And look at the joy on the faces of those Gloucestershire players. They've got through the two openers. First Greenwich and now Richards. Richards out for 3. LBW to Proctor. And Gloucestershire have struck back and have Hampshire 18 for 2. Proctor on this long run and still coming around the wicket. Oh, and that must be close. Yes, that one looked very, very good. And Proctor has done it again. And the crowd has gone berserk. Well, perhaps it's the Gloucestershire supporters who've gone berserk, but what a sight and what a noise. As Proctor takes 3 wickets in 4 balls. And what a roar from the crowd. Oh, bowled him! He's done it! The hat-trick to Proctor. 4 in 5 balls. What a performance. And Rice was never going to get the bat down onto that, and the crowd again has gone mad. 18 for 4. In a sensational day here at Southampton. Proctor has gone wicket, single, wicket, 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 a hat-trick, 4 wickets in 5 deliveries.
I've been very lucky to see so many great batsmen, starting with Hobbs, Bradman, Hammond, Hutton, Compton, May, Cowdrey, Barry Richards, just to mention a few. And I'd be very happy for any young boy to copy their methods, but not the methods of today's greatest batsman, Viv Richards. You see, Viv Richards, except when he's defending, breaks almost all the batting techniques. He's quite simply a genius. With a superb eye, wonderful timing, and a very heavy bat, he just strokes the ball to all parts of the field, and he thinks nothing of hitting a ball from outside the off stump over square leg for 6. One of his most remarkable innings was in 1984 at Old Trafford in the Texaco One-Day International against England. Now, just hold your breath and watch some of his audacious and incredible strokes.
So this is Botham's 4th over of the morning. That's a typical Richards effort. No need to run this time. Little flick of the right hand and it races through mid-wicket for 4. And a smile from Botham. He knows full well he should never bowl to Richards there. Oh, that's 4 more. It was in the air, but the placement was right. Clean short X from mid-off, never any danger of a catch. And the score suddenly rattles along when Richards arrives.
Safely away for 4. No slip there. It's one of the risks you take if you set a field of this kind, but so far it's worked with Richards. He's needed the edge of the bat to get away from Gower and from Foster. And there's that favoured shot, and it split the 2 men behind square. Fatal to bowl Richards on the leg side. That is a remarkable stroke. The strange thing about it is that almost invariably he gets it in the middle of the bat. Most people would miss it or get the inside edge.
Richards again. That's it. And Gattin giving chase. He'll cut it off all right. There will be 2 more to Richards. 2 more, which takes him through to his half-century. 51 on the board in the 22nd over, with the West Indies on 83 for 4. And in view of the match with 4 wickets down, he's got them remarkably quickly. 59 balls and 5 boundaries included. Richards on 56, 89 the score to face Miller. That's exactly where the off spinner can't afford to bowl. Short outside the off stump, put away with no bother at all, taking Richards on to 60. Must have a great chance of Man of the Match award here. I think Viv Richards, he might get a few overs in on this pitch as well.
Yeah, very fine shot this. Again, quite wide, a good foot outside the off stump, and really it has looked a different game when Viv's been batting to any other batsman. He's looked in tremendous form all morning.
Just nudges that away fine. That's going to beat Bob Willis. No hope of cutting it off. He's dealt in boundaries here this morning as Viv Richards. His placement, as ever, has been absolutely top class.
So here he comes, Ian Botham to Viv Richards.
No problem, a single anywhere he wants it, and that he decided was once again on the leg side. He's made it into 4, which takes him on to 103. And what a great innings this has been. 103 out of 173. With wickets tumbling all around him. He's only received 112 balls, 12 fours in it, and the 7th time he's made 100 in limited over cricket. So his 3rd versus England, and in fact only the 4th made here at Old Trafford in these one-day internationals. Give himself room. Beautiful shot. Really was. Classic off drive there. To a ball pitched, I suppose, round about leg stump.
Well, this is magnificent. It's well outside leg stump. He's stood away and he's still swung the bat in classic style, absolutely controlled, even though there was a fielder within 15 yards, couldn't get it.
109 to Richards. And Botham once again to bowl to him. That's hoisted away. Beautiful shot again. Quite amazing the strength of this man on the leg side. Just seemed to flick that over the mid-wicket boundary for 6. And it's a very long carry today down to the pavilion steps. 116 to Richards, about to receive from Foster. That shot again, absolutely magnificent. Straight 6 this time, and again to a ball pitching outside the leg stump. A couple of steps away and just put it exactly where he wanted it. Straight for 6.
Well, you wonder how long this can go on. It wasn't even a half volley. It was, if anything, it was short of a length. We're really seeing something here, I can tell you.
A short one, attempted bouncer, and that's put away in great style again for 4 more. And one feels a shade sorry for the bowlers, I must say. It's almost impossible to bowl to this man when he's in this frame of mind. That sees a 200 up. So Botham comes off with 1 over left for him to bowl and is replaced by Dave Pringle. That's the great joy of Viv Richards, who's immediately put him into the crowd for 6. And again, with apparently no effort whatsoever. Overpitched. Pick of the bat, little flick of the wrists, and away she goes. Oh, that's a real cracker of a shot. Soared away into the far distance there, right smack into the middle of the crowd. So 150 goes on the board for Viv Richards, holding down the wicket to shake him by the hand. Tremendous performance, 4 sixes, 15 fours, and he's scored up more than a run a ball. He's only had 147 balls. Big Bob Willis has been the one man to have contained Richards out there in his 10th over now. He's given away only 22 runs. Nobody's going to contain that one. 4 more. Familiar sidestep. And crush through the wide open spaces. And that means that's gone a magnificent 6, right over the top.
Well, at least he deigned to really give it a full swing at the bat this time, but almost the easiest hit of the whole game. He's just popped it where he wanted.
Lent into that one. Umpire Shepherd waiting to see if it's 4 or 6. In fact, it bounced a couple of yards in front of the ropes.
Well, I don't know what Pringle had in mind here, but wound up with a high full toss outside leg stump.
176 out of 260. So a stand of 94 for the last wicket so far. There's a full toss, and there's 4 more. Yet another boundary flowing from the bat of this great player. I only want 2 more to have added 100 for the last wicket. I'm pretty sure that there's never been a century stand for the last wicket in one of these games before. That's going to be the 2, all right. Is it going to be 4? Yeah, it's just beaten Fowler, racing round there. So there we are, 100 stand for the last wicket. 166 when they came together. It's moved on now to 268 with a ball left. And this massive contribution of Viv Richards now stands on 185. And as you might expect, it ended with a 4. Richards' bat held high. One of the great innings of one-day cricket. 189 not out. And he alone is responsible for putting West Indies in such a very strong position.
And what about that? No one else in the world can play an innings like it. And incidentally, West Indies won the match by 104 runs. The 1981 test against Australia at Headingley was the most remarkable test match I've ever seen. With odds of 500 to 1 against them, England beat Australia by 18 runs. And at one point, after following on, they were still 92 runs behind with only 3 wickets in hand. But thanks to a magnificent 149 not out by Ian Botham, they set Australia 130 to win. Now at the start of this innings, Ian Botham bowled at the Kirkstall Lane end, downhill, downwind, and got an early wicket. Whilst at the other end, Bob Willis, the fastest bowler in the side and the oldest gentleman in it, had to bowl uphill and upwind. And I remember after the match, I asked him, why on earth did you have to bowl uphill, upwind? You know, you're the fastest bowler, you should have had the benefit of the hill. And he said, well, I wondered the same thing. And I went up to my skipper, he said to Mike Brearley, why am I bowling uphill? And Brearley's reply was, to make you angry. Well, that's captaincy, isn't it? And just to show you how angry Bob Willis was, when he was switched to the other end, downhill, downwind, he took 8 for 43 in some of the most devastating fast bowling I've ever seen.
It really was a difficult delivery. He's gone, and there's not much that could be done about that. Trevor Chappell really had no chance. Very good piece of bowling from Bob Willis. The second wicket goes down at 56. Trevor Chappell caught Taylor bowled Willis for 8, and Dyson is 29 not out. Oh, what a good catch. Everything is running for Botham. Runs, wickets and catches, and the Australian captain goes for naught. Caught Botham bowled Willis. Hughes is gone. And it's 58-3. Oh, good catch. Super catch that. Marvellous reflex action there. Yallop has gone without scoring. 58-4 with Dyson 29 not out. What a marvellous catch and what a great session for England.
He's got a touch on it, he's gone. Going for the hook which he played so well in the previous over. But Bob Willis's extra pace, getting him, and look at that. Willis's 4th wicket. 56 to win, Willis to Marsh. In the air, Dilly is underneath it. And he's got it! A very, very good catch indeed in the circumstances. He didn't have much room to play with. Another foot and he would have been over the boundary. Willis has taken his 5th wicket. Sooner or later, Rodney Marsh had to go for the big hit. And England are holding their catches just at the time when they need to. 74-7 Australia. 5 for 24 at the moment. Yes, he's got a touch and he's gone. Willis has taken his 6th wicket. Lawson out for 1. And England on the brink of an absolutely sensational victory, which is going to go down as one of the most amazing Test victories of all time if it happens. Oh, what a good catch. And Lilly has miscued it to mid-on. Gatting didn't sight it to start with. Couldn't pick it up in the background, then got it, and it needed a dive forward to take a great catch. 110 for 9, and the first one Willis got up into Lilly's half, produced the wicket. Lilly out for 17, caught Gatting, bowled Willis. Bowl him, it's all over, and it is one of the most fantastic victories ever known in Test cricket history. Bob Willis, 8 wickets, a fabulous performance. England have won this match after one of the most astonishing fightbacks you could ever see.
As a humble member of the Wicketkeepers Union, I'm proud to have seen over the last 50 years all the great wicketkeepers. Duckworth, Ames, Oldfield, Evans, Grout, Marsh, Bob Taylor, and of course, Notty, the one and only Alan Knott. I think day in, day out, there can never have been a better wicketkeeper. I never saw him have an off day. He used to prefer to stand back, making incredible catches, but when he did stand up, he was as good as anyone. With his twinkling brown eyes and cheeky smile, he was a real tonic to his side in the field. He played in 95 tests, and only Rodney Marsh had more test dismissals. And of course, he followed Godfrey Evans for Kent and England, and we're now going to see how Alan Knott passed Godfrey Evans' test dismissals and also see some of those miraculous catches he made when playing for England.
Hello, has that his out, stumped. He can give an out, stumped, pushing forward to Norman Gifford. And Alan Knott certainly producing what was needed then for England. Asif Iqbal is out for 33. Stumped by Knott off Gifford. Pakistan total is 160 for 5.
that's it, must be it, yes, he's out, caught behind, another wicket for Alan Knott.
Well, that was another fine delivery from Peter Lever. That swung away and also lifted, pitching on the off or just outside the off stump.
Oh, that's it. Fine catch there by Alan Knott. That ball moved away late. Mankad followed it, got an outside edge. So the 100th victim has been achieved there by Alan Knott.
Here you see the dismissal of Mankad. It's failed on the third time, but a very good delivery. The pitch just outside the off stump. I think he had to play it, and it very definitely moved off the seam, and it was a magnificent diving catch by Alan Knott, very low down.
And that's out this time. He stumped him, not a stumped him. That one certainly turned. And Derek Underwood strikes, and he'll be relieved. It's the first wicket he's taken since Old Trafford. And Lawrence is the man to go, out for 70. Stumped Knott, bowled Underwood with the West Indies total on 350. So applause for Alan Knott, establishing this new world record. Most dismissals now made by a wicketkeeper in Test match cricket. It's on to 220 and just at long last passing the record here of Godfrey Evans with 219 to his credit.
That's a good catch. What a marvellous piece of wicket-keeping by Alan Knott. It wasn't a bad stroke from Rodney Marsh, but he's gone again, this time for 2. He glanced it pretty well and just gave Alan Knott enough opportunity to get across. Super piece of wicket-keeping, that. One wicket-keeper to another. Turned it off the middle of the bat. So a super piece of work there by Alan Knott. Alan Knott again. Max Walker has gone for 7. Caught Knott. Bowled Botham, and Botham has his 4th wicket. The big outswinger. Alan Knott takes it 100 for 8. And that's out. Umpire Ali giving Davis out, caught down the leg side. 31, the partnership realised. And Davis is out for 19. Caught Knott, bowled Greg. Greg has broken the partnership. So Alan Knott now has made his 250th dismissal as a wicket-keeper for England. It's a terrific performance from Alan Knott over the years for England. That is out, and it's another great catch. McCosker gone on the stroke of lunch. 35 for 2 Australia. McCosker brilliantly caught again by Alan Knott. 2 marvellous catches in this innings. It wouldn't have carried to Brearley, so it was a great piece of wicket-keeping.
Critics these days are always saying that cricket isn't what it was. But after seeing these great players, I wonder if, like me, you'd disagree. Goodbye. Up comes Kapadev. Nice run up. Good action. Holds this one, and that's angled there, so it goes square on the offside, fielded by Meninda in his pink patkar, and there's no run.